Now on BBC One Northern Ireland, the very best of sporting action in the Championship.
Good evening. It's 31 years since Ulster had a team in 2 successive All-Ireland finals. Today, Donegal were hoping to follow Down's example last year, reach the final and so bridge that long gap. But their opponents were Mayo, the champions of Connacht, and the men from Donegal have yet to produce the goods on the big day at Croke Park. Donegal's first failure was in 1972. Brian McInniff played on the team. In 1974, they lost to Galway, and in 1983, McInniff as manager, they fell again to Galway, despite scoring this goal. McInniff returned as manager in 1989, and a year later, he had assembled a strong squad, but Meath proved too good. 4 All-Ireland semi-finals, 4 defeats. 12 of today's Donegal teams survived from that defeat by Meath 2 years ago. That should help. From the Ulster final, Barry McGowan comes in at right corner back, and Tony Boyle has recovered to play at full forward. Boyle had been a doubt ever since this moment. A rash tackle by Anthony Tohill of Derry, and the Donegal man had to depart the Ulster final proceedings a short time later. At training this week, Boyle was finally past fit. The rumours about his fitness existed right up to about 3:15 this afternoon. Mayo's full forward is Liam McHugh, the basketball player, 6'6", and that gave him a height advantage of 8 inches on Matt Gallagher. TJ Kilgallen is another key man at midfield, as is Peter Ford in defence. So those are teams, the scene set for Donegal against Mayo. In the commentary box, Peter McGinnity and Jimmy Smith.
Tommy Sugru from Kerry gets this All-Ireland semi-final underway then between Mayo, the champions of Connacht, and Donegal, this year's Ulster champions. The first man on the ball is Martin McHugh. First shot then, first attack for Donegal. Martin McHugh, centre-half forward, kicked the ball wide for a second. The ball tailed in the air and then went to the right of the post and wide. Donegal in their traditional colours, but a change strip today, as are Mayo. Mayo come here 34 times they've won the Connacht title. Donegal can only claim to have won the Ulster Championship on 5 occasions. Donegal again, James McHugh, Martin's brother, fouled. There'll be a free then for Donegal. And Donegal playing with the wind, Peter. It's important that all these chances are taken.
Indeed it is. The breeze, not very significant, but still will aid the leg of this free from Declan Bonner. Conditions but will suit Donegal. I feel they will. The ball is dry. It'll suit their forward line. And even at this early stage, Martin McHugh and James McHugh have both got themselves into the game. Very important for Donegal, that.
The kick, centre of the field, Tony Boyle, adjudged to have fouled. Peter Ford, the full-back, Tony, very heavily strapped. There were rumours before the game that he wouldn't actually play, but I'm sure Donegal fans are very glad to see that he's taken his place out on the field, albeit with his knee very heavily bandaged. Gabriel Irwin then to replace Eugene Lavin in the Mayo goal, takes the kick out. Sean Maher gets Mayo in the attack, and now it's Kevin Staunton. Staunton up towards Liam McHale. That'll be a ploy I'm sure we'll see many times today. Liam McHale, 6'5", and no doubt the perfect target man if and when the need arises.
Well, I presume, Jimmy, that's why Liam McHale has been sighted at full forward here, so that Mayo can, in desperation if necessary, pump the ball in high. Here we go again.
Staunton pumps it in. towards McHugh, but Mark Gallagher got his hand on the ball. The ball dropped to Finnerty, and the first score in the semi-final falls to the man from Moycullen, Anthony Finnerty. No stranger to that end of the field. He scored an all-important goal for Mayo in the All-Ireland final of '89. But more importantly for Mayo today, he has opened the scoring, and Mayo lead by that single point. Gary Walsh then with the kick out. An important sector is the middle of the field. That's well collected there by Red Dempsey. Dempsey in turn feeds Jarlath Jennings. Jennings favours the left foot. He was fouled by Martin Shovlin. And with this free on the right-hand side of the field, I'm sure it will be Jarlath Jennings himself who will take the free, which is on the 20-metre line. Martin Shovlin wasn't too pleased that he conceded that free, as it gives Jarlath Jennings an early opportunity to find the range and take his point and put Mayo into a 2-point lead. Donegal captain flicked it on. James McHugh picks the ball up. He has help inside or outside him. He certainly needs it. There's 5 Mayo men there. He gets the kick in. It goes high, and the Donegal flags have hit 16. Rise to acclaim Donegal's opening point by James McHugh. That was good work by McHugh. He was under an awful lot of pressure. 5 Mayo backs, in fact, and he still had the presence of mind and the power to kick it over.
This was a good score by James McHugh. Didn't panic. Could have laid it back, but decided that he had enough room himself to hook it over the bar.
Kilgallen drives it up towards the full forward line. Well collected there by Barry McGowan, the utility man who came on in the Ulster final and played so well he's retained his place, and now it's Donald Reid. Feeds the ball down along the corner. Joyce McMullen back to Reid again. And still McMullen. There's a chance for Joyce McMullen. Brilliantly come off the line and blocked by Gabriel Irwin. But that is more like the Donegal. It's the short passing Donegal game. The half-back comes up, feeds the half-forward. It produced a free.
Donald Reid slips it inside to Joyce McMullen, who had played a 1-2 with him. But this was great work by Gabriel Irwin. Out he come, kept his eye on the ball, got hands to it, a great block, and even Mayo defenders back on the line. Dermot Flanagan there showing his experience, getting in behind his keeper.
Must be added that Joyce McMullen didn't tend to go for the point, wasn't tempted to go for the free. The result to 45. Declan Bonner takes it. That's more like it from Bonner, and that's the sides level. And away comes Tony Morley. Up underneath the Hogan stand. His foot was out, but the ball certainly wasn't. And still Morley floats it across. Up goes McHugh. Gets that ball. Feeds it off. Anthony Finnerty is brilliantly blocked. And there's a chance for Mayo, but Shovlin saw that Gary Walsh had moved off his line and did very well to cover. Maher. Still Mayo. Peter Butler. Back to Maher again. Takes the shot. Puts it over. And Mayo are back in front. That's a delightful score for Mayo. Nice interplay between Butler and Maher, and resulted with Maher putting it over the bar for his first score in the championship this year. Donald Reid, heavily challenged by Maher. It wasn't shoulder to shoulder despite Sean Maher's protestations. And now it's Brian Murray. Takes the shot quickly, up and over the bar. And Brian Murray, who had such an inspirational game in this year's Ulster final, certainly has found his accuracy again. And that delightful point brings them level in Croke Park.
Intelligent, confident play of that. The quick free taken to Brian Murray going forward. He has had a great championship, and there he showed why he has scored important points for Tyrone, or for Donegal so far this year.
Good work by Malloy. McHugh, ever alert, ever waiting for the break. He got it, he was fouled, and there'll be a free for Donegal. Thought about taking it out of the hands.
This break in the middle of the field, very, very important. And I must say, Mayo probably got the most of them up into that one from Martin McHugh. Here's Tony Boyle, obviously looking for his free there, and gets it.
Peter Ford wasn't too amused. But Tony Boyle had only one idea when he got that ball, was to try and go past, and any interference, he would try and encourage the referee, let's say, to give a free, which he did. And with Declan Bonner converted, and Donegal go into the lead for the first time. And just listen to the roar of approval from the Donegal faithful. Meanwhile, TJ Kilgallen is faced with this free kick, almost in the centre of the posts, about 42 metres out, as Mayo play against the breeze in the first half. Doesn't really raise the ball. McHugh got his fist to it, and whether that come off the crossbar or off Gary Watts, we'll just have to wait and see. But there's no doubt that Gary Watts knew exactly what was going on. And Donegal play control football, bring the ball out of defence through Barry McGowan, and pick up Joyce McMullen. So a let off at one end, and what can Donegal do at the other? A nice ball by McMullen. James McHugh has got a man inside him if he wants him. Forced across field he goes. Brother Martin. Joyce McMullen again. Donegal's half-forward line, trying to get their way through, but run up against a half-back line marshalled by Tomas Tierney. And at the moment, the Mayo half-back line could be said to be on top. A let-off for Donegal, Peter.
Indeed it was. I think Big Liam McHale used his basketball skills there. He palmed that ball towards the goal.
Unlucky Malloy, just couldn't hold it. Kevin Staunton did well to pick it up under pressure. Pressurised now by Martin Gavigan. Good play by Gavigan, and wonderful work by Staunton. And this produced a chance for Ray Dempsey. And Ray Dempsey kicked it over the bar, but put that score down to the persistence and the playmaking ability of Kevin Staunton, Mayo's centre-half forward.
A very inventive dummy there by Kevin Staunton, but when he gets it to Morley, he has loads of time. No pressure at all, and just hooks it over the bar. That's the sort of route that Donegal do want to be giving these Mayo forwards.
Gallagher needed to get that ball. Liam McHale lurking behind. And now it's Tommy Ryan. Driven in towards Boyle. Boyle gets it. Declan Bonner is outside him. Boyle did very well to keep possession.
He did, but just for a split second, the chance was on for Declan Bonner inside. Tony possibly didn't see him, or decided that the best option was to keep possession and go for his own score. But in any case, this should be a certain point for James McHugh.
Here's the backdrop of Hill 16. Makes no mistake. An easy free then for James McHugh. And Donegal back in the lead again. Liam McHale, as many people thought, moved out in the midfield. If Mayo are under pressure, or whether that's going to be a permanent move, we'll just have to wait and see.
But funny, it created a problem as well. Sean Maher got that ball in the wing. He had absolutely nobody to play it into.
Tony Morley bursts his way through. A double foul on him. Matt Gallagher and Noel Hegarty. And there's going to be a free for Mayo.
Really was
by
sorry,
Jimmy.
It really was a soft enough free, that, because Tony Morley seemed as if he had got clear of the tackle, clear of the challenge.
Chance for Dempsey there. And he takes it. Gary Walsh now playing with Byrne, of course. And kick out brilliantly collected by TJ Kilgallen. Dan Murray trying to get the block in. And now Walsh comes out. But the Mayo forward, Jarlath Jennings did get his hands to it. But there's the confidence of Donegal again. Building from the back. Tommy Ryan blocked. Ray Dempsey blocked him. And now there's another chance. Jarlath Jennings fouled again by Hegarty. And the free on the 13-metre line. Tommy Sugri indicated the high elbow tackle.
The move of Liam McHale out to the middle of the field on a sort of he's just wandered out there, has certainly caused a bit of panic to Donegal. He caught one kick out there himself. They were watching him and allowed TJ Kilgallen to catch the other one. And Donegal have sent out Barry McGowan with him. as Charles Jennings puts that one over the bar.
So Jennings, second point then from that free kick, puts Mayo back in the lead. Donald Reid decides to switch the play across. Declan Bonner comes out. You can forget about numbers in Croke Park. The right corner forward, feeds it in towards Anthony Malloy. Malloy's a chance. He hesitated, swung it to the left, and swung it wide. And the problems came with that little bout of indecision. He saw Tony Boyle inside, thought about it, the chance was lost, and then when he went back again, the gap had been closed down, and the result was that the ball was kicked wide.
Here he is, just Dermot Flanagan did great work there. He didn't dive at him, made Malloy make up his own mind, and as it turned out, it was too late and it was the wrong option. Another bad wide.
Well, can Anthony Malloy bring the sides level? He's certainly getting another. Donegal attack started. Declan Bonner was inside. McHugh was uprooted. I think would be the best word there. There's a free, and I'm sure Declan Bonner realises that is a perfect opportunity to send the sides in level at half-time. Tommy Sugary just checks on James McHugh. Tomas Tierney has a word.
Great work here by James McHugh, taken out as Thomas Tierney went past him. But a very important free for Declan Bonner.
Declan Bonner, no stranger to important frees. They certainly don't come any more important than that one. It's Declan Bonner's third point. It brings the sides level. And we're now over the 35 minutes in this first semi-final of this year's All-Ireland Championship. Tommy Sugary has checked his watch. He brings the first half to a close, the first half which had incidents at either end. No goals came of it, and the result is that we go off the field at half-time with Donegal and Mayo level, 6 points each. The breeze in this half will be favouring Mayo, and there's 35 minutes then between Donegal and a possible appearance in an All-Ireland final, and laying this hoodoo, which is supposedly covered then. Their only success here was a grounds tournament game way back 20 years ago in 1972. They played Offaly in the final of that and lost it, and haven't had a win since that date, but they've certainly got an opportunity now thanks to that free on Tony Boyle. Tony came out for the second half, even though I think it was quite apparent that he just wasn't moving with the same fluency as he had done during the Ulster Championship. The result of the foul on him is a free to be taken by James McHugh. An opportunity which goes a-begging. Liam McHale using his height, flicked the ball off. Charlotte Jennings, still Jennings. The overlap, Tony Morley bursts his way through, he's crossed the 14-metre line, off the post, a let off for Donegal, but still Tony Morley in pursuit.
There's the shot going in for Tony Morley. Really, it was a miss that he going at full speed. All he had to do was kick the ball straightly at a certain point.
And the kick out is collected by Liam McHale in the middle of the field. Collected at the second attempt by Sean Maher. McHale again. Still Liam McHale. Forces his way through, looks for support. And from the narrowest of angles, the big Ballina man who scored a goal and 2 points already in this year's championship opens his account today with that point, which puts Mayo back into the lead again.
Out of centre half forward now, it was Liam himself who picked up the break, got it to Sean Maher and went on and combined beautifully with him. McHale coming in here, looking to play it back out, goes past Brian Murray very easily there, and from the tightest of angles just side puts it over the bar.
Brilliantly caught by McHale, drilled it through. Hegarty does well to get it. Hegarty pulled up the ball, was he, by Dempsey? There's a free. We don't know what direction it's in. Tommy Sugary stands on the 20-metre line, his hand held aloft, and we'll just have to wait and see where the free is. I think by the reaction of the Donegal defence, it's a free for Mayo. It is, and it'll be taken by Charlotte Jennings.
Again, the influence. People thought coming into this game that Liam McHale could be a very influential figure. and out in the middle of the field he's proven to be just that. The long ball drilled in, and Noel Hegarty had a hold of the jersey before the ball came in.
Charlotte Jennings on the 20-metre line, his third point, and the gap now grows to 2. Just look at Martin McHugh is in his own half, trying to set the play up. Fouled by Tierney, or was he? Still McHugh. Races at the Mayo defence. Manus Boyle. There's that aimless looking kick again. Who will the break favour? 6 Mayo men under it. Tony Boyle left-footed. Kicks it over. For once he got the space. His opening point today. And after 13 minutes in the second half, Donegal's opening score comes from Tony Boyle. And there's just a point between them. Midway through the second half, Kilgallen goes up. The ball breaks in, sweeps McHugh. Still Martin McHugh. Tony Boyle pulled to the ground by Peter Ford. And you can't say that Tommy Sugar wasn't on top of the play. Peter Ford goes over and apologises. And I think as soon as he had done it, he realised what he had done. So did Tommy Sugar. And Peter Ford then becomes the third Mayo man to go into Tommy Sugar's notebook.
It's a coincidence that both the number 11s, when they start to play well, Liam McHale on one side and Martin McHugh on the other, things start to really buzz for their teams. McHugh now, in this period of Donegal ascendancy, involved in almost everything.
Manus Boyle puts it over, brings them level, and now it's on to play for. Will those points restore Donegal's confidence? Manus Boyle has certainly made his presence felt. Declan Bonner still maintains possession. Shrugs off Dermot Flanagan. And Manus Boyle has certainly given Donegal more options. James McHugh forces his way across field. Still gets possession. Still McHugh. And fouled. And now, can Donegal make use of yet another free scoring opportunity? Manus Boyle certainly isn't shrugging off the challenge.
Well, I'd say one of the reasons Manus Boyle was put in was to cure the free-taking problem here. If the likes of James McHugh are going to be running at defences and drawing fouls, as in this case, Donegal must have a proven free-taker. Although I'm sure manager Brian McAniff was wondering about his decision when Manus missed his first free.
Well, Manus was Mr. Accuracy himself in last year's championship. And his accuracy hasn't deserted him as Donegal go back in the lead. Manus Boyle, second point. And Donegal flags, which were dormant for so long, have suddenly sprung to life around a packed Croke Park. Donald Reid, he has Declan Bonner outside him, but that's more on hope than anything else. Now's the chance. Brian Murray still gets it. Bonner on the outside if he needs it. It's still Declan Bonner. He's going to try and get on the left foot. He does, but even from that distance, he managed to put it wide. But he'll be very grateful to Tommy Sugar. He spotted a foul on Declan Bonner. So Donegal, after all of that, are going to have a chance.
Great play here by Brian Murray. Uses Declan Bonner on the run, and Tommy Sugar up at the play. Saw that pull by Thomas Turney. I presume if the point had gone over, he would have allowed it to stand, but in this case, it's a free for Donegal. Declan Bonner will be the taker.
So after all of that then, Brian McDonald, the Mayo manager, a worried man at the moment, I could suggest, shouting out his instructions as Declan Bonner takes this relatively easy free, and that's what it proves to be. Donegal lead by 2 points with 9 minutes to go in the second half. 4 points to Declan Bonner by McGann and then to Malloy. Now this is where the fitness comes in. Cunningham is pulled to the ground, and the slap indicated by Tommy Sugar, the upraised hand, and yet another chance for Donegal.
If in the early part of this half Donegal appeared to be shooting themselves in the foot, Mayo is certainly doing that now. that last pass into the Donegal defence was hopeless and has really resulted in this chance for Manus Boyle.
So Manus Boyle brought on to do a job. He scored 2 points already, and the flags from the canal end went up before the umpire had a chance to wave the white flag. Manus Boyle's 3rd point. 5 minutes to go, and Donegal lead by 3. Irwin in a hurry, out to the midfield area it goes. The break favours McHugh. Still McHugh. Drills the ball in. Danger for Donegal. The man in the overlap, TJ Kilgallen. He scored a point at this stage in the Connacht final. On that occasion, he's won a free.
His powerful run there through the middle. McHugh again getting the move going. Played inside the Ray Dempsey and flicked off to Kilgallen. And because he was going so fast, big strong man, run at the defence, they had to get him stopped, and it was an elbow that brought him to a halt. Jarlath Jennings with the resultant free.
4 points to Jennings, and a rather muted roar greeted that one.
But it really put the game back in the melting pot now. Just 2 points between the sides.
One kick, a goal for Mayo could certainly put Donegal's chances to rest.
Every ball now in the middle of the field from now to the end of this game is going to be vitally important. Either clean catches or breaks, it doesn't really matter.
Well, such is the colour in Croke Park, I don't think there's anyone left in Donegal today. Tomas Tierney. 6 Connacht championship medals he has, 5 with Galway and 1 this year with Mayo. That ball was blocked, and it's on to number Martin Gavin who collects it, and now it's Anthony Malloy, the Donegal captain. The man from Margra pumps it in towards Tony Boyle. The man who was doubtful before the match gets possession. Still Boyle goes past Peter Ford, takes the kick over the bar, and that was an inspirational score from the Donegal full forward. Collected it, did all the hard work, worked his way in, put it over, and the margin is 3 points again. Flanagan. Rather aimless ball, just like where James McHugh is. Forget about numbers. At the moment, this game's all about heart, it's all about commitment, it's all about passion, and at the moment, it's all Donegal. I can't say that there'll be a great rush to take this free.
Donegal now starting to play the possession football that they showed was their 40 in the second half of the Ulster final. Players running all over the place, going short, helping each other out. They must keep working now for the remaining minute or so of this game.
Donald Reid, I'm sure he didn't think when he wasn't on at the start of this year's Ulster Championship against Cavan that he'd be here in Croke Park just a minute from reaching the All-Ireland final. Tommy Sugrue, a hot ball between Liam McHugh and anyone else who cares to come up with him, because McHugh collects it easily. Will this be Mayo's last chance? Ray Dempsey floats it in. The accuracy wasn't good. Martin Shovlin allows it to run to Gary Walsh. Declan Bonner. The short passing game. Gavigan bursts his way past Liam McHugh, pumps it into the corner. Tony Boyle. Irwin comes off his line. Tony Boyle gets it. He's got a man inside of his Barry Cunningham. Still Cunningham. The chance. Fouled. And we've a penalty. Tony Boyle throws his arms aloft in the corner. It was his pass to Cunningham, which saw Cunningham being fouled. He shipped a heavy tackle with a penalty, and Donegal flags are in the air as Croke Park for once comes to a stop.
Tony Boyle gets it inside to Cunningham, and he knew with the goalkeeper out that he had to go for goal. In he goes, and it was Tomas Tierney who came back and tackled him with the foot. Knocked the ball away, but Tommy Sugrue had judged that he had fouled him, and it's a penalty. And this game is really all over now.
Brian McAniver's out in the field issuing instructions. I'm not a mind reader, and there's tears of joy from Donegal folk. I would say the instructions will be to go for the point.
But really, with time up on the clock, 3 points in it.
And
it was the right decision.
The point is marked into the book. Now whether Tommy Sugar has called full time or not, we'll just have to wait and see. The Donegal players think that he has. He's called for the ball, and Donegal, this year's Ulster champions, go into the All-Ireland final. They've beaten Mayo by a score of Donegal 13 points, Mayo 9 points. And for the second year in a row, an Ulster team goes into the All-Ireland final.
Tears stealing through as Donegal finally come of age. An All-Ireland final at the 5th time of asking. An important result for Donegal and an important result for Ulster football too. Maybe the Sam Maguire will stay in the province. And by the way, our apologies for some slight disturbances in picture during the game. Well, after the game, Owen McConnon caught up with the Donegal team and first he asked Brian McInniff how he felt.
I feel marvellous on it. It's a great occasion, and, you know, and I'm selfish enough to say a great occasion for myself, but more so for the boys and for the people of Donegal that have so long yearned for this occasion and so long deserved it, because as a young boy I remember being left at the train station in Dublin in '52 when I went off to the first National League semi-final. Again in '63 I was in Canada, and then as the player manager in '72 when we made the breakthrough. And early, we came a wee bit early in '83 with a very young side, and it took us a long time to get back in 1990. And then me, the great side, beat us in 1990, and last year's disappointment. But today, a great day for Donegal.
I think what happened today, and maybe first half especially, we landed a lot of balls in the keeper's hands, and I think people got afraid then to kick, and maybe we tried to work the ball too far, and even when we were ahead there, maybe 2 or 3 points, we should have kicked points from 30 yards out, and we tried to play the ball in. But someone suppose if it was the way Donegal players happen, a fella might have a ball 30 yards out and there are 2 men in position to give it to him, and sometimes they give it to him and maybe it's the wrong option, he should go for his own point. But maybe we definitely overplayed the ball today.
Donegal have got a great panel of players this year. We've got as good lads on the bench like as the lads that are playing. Like, and that showed there today. Like, you know, Barry Cunningham was brought into the midfield area and he done a great job when he came in, and Manus Boyle was brought in as well. Like, and he done a great job. Like, he got a few frees that were vital to us at that stage. You know, so it was great. Like, all around the field, like, you know, there are lads that can do the job there. Like, when, you know, things are not going all that well.
Realistically, you would love to win the All-Ireland final at this time round.
Yeah, it'd be great for Donegal now to win All-Ireland, and we realise it's definitely our best chance because we're there now. We're 70 minutes away from creating history as a bunch of lads. There's no bunch of lads to serve it more than this bunch of lads in the Donegal panel at the minute. Most of them have won under 21 All-Irelands in 82 and 87, and now we're not just coming up to make up the numbers in the final. We believe we're good enough to win, and we believe that at the start, even though that the first match in Cavan there were times that looked bad for us, but we're there now in the final.
Martin McHugh's penalty, you obviously instructed him to tip the ball over the bar. That was the insurance.
Oh yes, well, you know, that would go without saying, although at one stage when he said to me that the referee said it was the last kick of the game, I did turn to him and I said, go for the goal. But he says no. I says, I'll take my point. And he was right.
Obviously, it's the ultimate goal now, surely.
Yes, we'll be 5 weeks to prepare, and I'm looking forward to the 5 weeks. It'll be great for the county, it'll be great for the squad of players, and I think it'll give Donegal as a county a great lift that it has deserved for a lot of years because they've been input to the GA games. And I'm looking forward to the 5 weeks training that are coming up, and we've a lot of work to do on, because I mean, that performance that we had out there today will not do against the winners of the next semi-final. We're going to have to go up another notch to win an All-Ireland final.
Brian McInniff, a happy man. Well, our regular analyst Sean McCaig is with me now. Sean, were you pleased with Donegal's performance?
Well, I'm certainly delighted with the result. I must congratulate Donegal wholeheartedly. They have done what, you know, a historic day for them. They have done what they have always wished to do, and I must particularly congratulate Brian. He's been associated with all the Donegal teams that have won Ulster Championships, and it's a great day for him and for Donegal people everywhere, at home and abroad, so I'm delighted for them.
But what about the quality of the performance? Well,
when they get time to look at it in a week or whatever, you know, they will realise that they should have won the game probably much more easily than they actually did. They dominated play right through, particularly in the second half, and they will feel that they missed too many chances, and that when you have 16 wides, 7 of which are from scoreable frees, you know, they will be asking a lot of questions about the small things that will make the difference in an All-Ireland final.
One of the things early on they seemed to do was over-elaborate. The forwards holding on to the ball maybe too much and not taking the directorate.
Yeah, well, I suppose this is a criticism of Donegal generally in relation to overplaying the ball, but it is really playing to their strength in that Donegal players are basically small and light, and they need the interchanging short passing game because many of them are not in a position to win just 50-50 ball with a fella who is physically stronger. Here we have a good movement where Joyce McMullen on the ball has, you know, gives it, makes himself available for the return pass. And so often in the past, Joyce would have stuck this one in the net. But, you know, we can see that suited Joyce, and a good save from Gabriel Ireland. But we can't criticise them too much because that suits the panel they have.
But as we said, they did miss a lot of chances. They almost kicked themselves out of it, didn't they?
Yes, as I said, they had 16 wides, and as well as that, they also had a number of chances that they kicked tentatively to the goalkeeper, and several other chances when they didn't shoot at all. But, you know, they will see that, and they will realise, as Martin McHugh said, that if you're to win an All-Ireland, you must be taking your chances once you get to 40 yards. And, you know, the misses today will be maybe opportunities that they will hope will present themselves again next day.
Hopefully, yes. Well, what about the chance Liam McHale had now? He was a threat, of course, at full forward, and he nearly got a goal. Yes,
obviously, with his height round the square, you know, there was always on that he might get a touch to one of these high balls into the square. Here, a magnificent flick from him, and Gary Walsh may have had it covered, but it hit the crossbar, and Martin Shovlin reacted quickly. That was the type of situation that Donegal probably feared. We must give all credit, though, to Matt Gallagher, who had a magnificent game right through at full-back. Right from the beginning, he was on top, he was breaking the ball, and his positional sense and his distribution were excellent. A great game.
That's right, yeah. Well, what about early in the second half? It was level, and Donegal had, or rather Mayo had a great chance, and things could have been very different. I think it was Morley hit the post. Imagine if he had got a goal there.
Yes, well, Donegal started the second half and missed 4 chances, 2 of which were easy scoreable frees. And, you know, at that stage, the heads probably would have gone down had Mayo got a score. But, you know, it just didn't come for Mayo. But then Brian McAniff made a few changes, a few super subs, and Manus Boyle was one of them, and his accuracy was much needed. He really settled him. Well, Barry Cunningham's contribution and Manus from place balls, those were excellent substitutions. It shows the strength and depth that Donegal have. Manus scored 3 points from frees, and while he contributed somewhat less from play, it's great to have players of that quality. Barry Cunningham's contribution when he came to midfield was really excellent also. Brian is a very astute man, and he's around a long time. He can read the game well, and he certainly made the right options today. The penalty right at the end for Donegal clinched it, and as you say, Barry Cunningham had a big part to play in it. Yes, Tony Boyle obviously realised from early on that if he ran at Peter Ford and if he ran at the Mayo defence, that some of the times he would get through. And here he got past the goalkeeper. Barry Cunningham did the right thing. He made straight lines to the square, and Martin McHugh took the smart option for Martin. 4 points in front and time up. Why not? Very smart, and I think he was quite happy with it as well. Sean, thanks very much, and well done, Donegal. Now, we talked about Donegal making history today. Well, the miners from Armagh were trying to bridge a very long gap in their history. Not since 1957 had they reached the All-Ireland minor final. Today, their opponents were Roscommon. Barry O'Hagan and Paul McGrain are a useful midfield pairing. Diarmuid Marsden is very highly rated at centre-half forward, while in the back line, Conor Wilson.
Hey, Lawrence, give us a pint of hop and a packet of dips, please.
Hop lager. Seriously, good beer.
Ever watched the High Flyers and wondered if you could be one? You tried, but somehow never seemed to get off the ground. But you could give yourself the chance to win £250,000 every month. Put as little as £100 in premium bonds, and if you don't make a killing, you can always get your money back. Premium bonds from National Savings. Security has never been so interesting.
When I don't have the clue, I have a sign to get through. I talk Twix. I talk Twix.
When they misunderstand what you're trying to say, the 2-finger snack will make it okay. I talk Twix.
I talk Twix. I talk Twix.
I talk Twix now.
Caramel biscuit chocolate. Just use your hands. They'll understand.
Let's talk Twix.
Let's talk Twix.
The new Fiesta XR 2i 16-valve, 105 horses, 1 cat. No bull.
Do you have solid fuel glass-fronted fires at home? You do? good. To keep them working efficiently and safely, follow these simple steps. Keep your room well ventilated and use the right fuel. If you're unsure, ask the Coal Advisory Service. Clean the throat plate once a month. And twice a year, have your flue cleaned by an expert. You'll find registered chimney sweeps in yellow pages. Any questions? Ring the Coal Advisory Service on 0345 125 300 or contact the Housing Executive.
Here on Night Time now, we reach the football final where Dublin meet Donegal.
Welcome for the Donegal team as they burst onto Croke Park for their first ever All-Ireland football final. An emotional occasion for their thousands of supporters who cheered them to the echo, but a worrying time for their manager Brian McInniff, who's been associated with every major footballing occasion for Donegal since they first emerged onto the national scene in 1972 as both player and manager. Against the intimidating backdrop of Hill 16 and with the Dublin supporters singing Molly Malone, he knew the Dubs would not be beaten easily. He knew also that Donegal would have to contest everything as if their lives depended on it, that they would have to be determined as never before, that they could not afford to let their concentration slip for 1 second, and he must have worried as to how the late defection of teak tough Martin Shovlin would affect his defence. The Dubs charged onto the field with looks of grim determination on their faces. They knew that despite the euphoria among their followers on the hill and their rating as overwhelming favourites, that they faced a tough test. Nobody knows the big occasion as well as the Dubs, but this team has had more than its share of heartbreak. Could they produce the goods this time and bring a smile to the face of their manager Paddy Cullen? For the answers and commentary on the game, we join Colm O'Rourke and Ger Canning.
So Dublin is tradition now, of course, taking up their position just in front of their loyal fans down there near Hill 16. So take a check on the teams then, and the Leinster champions and favourites today name an unchanged 15 from that which started against Clare. Dave Foran, substituted then and subsequently suspended, is back alongside Paul Clark in the Dublin midfield. Foran, who played in the 1979 All-Ireland final, one of 5 players with previous senior final experience, the others being John O'Leary, fullback Jerry Hargan, the captain Tommy Carr, and the wing forward and free taker, of course, Charlie Redmond. Meanwhile, the Donegal team, we got that terrific welcoming ovation from their fans, and with Martin Shovlin's withdrawal through injury, Donegal now show 2 changes from the team that started against Mayo. John Joe Doherty is introduced into the backs while Manus Boyle takes up duty at number 15. Positional switches show James McHugh listed at right half forward alongside his brother Martin, with Joyce McMullen completing the half forward line. McMullen happy to be recalled to the side following his substitution against Mayo, while Manus Boyle from Killybegs is positioned at left corner forward. Tommy Sugru, the match referee, smile on the face. Donegal from right to left in the first half. And that switch we predicted has been made. John Joe Doherty is left half back, or rather he's playing left half back, I should say. And McGowan starts in the corner.
Absolute perfect conditions for a game now. The wind has died and the sun has come in.
So off we go then. And straight away it's Anthony Malloy, the Donegal team captain, kicking it into space. Tony Boyle having to come for it, wrestled to the ground smartly by Jerry Hargan. But smartly is all very well. It was a deliberate foul. So a free to Donegal. And a chance straight away for Martin McHugh just to test the free kicking skills. There were frees missed in the early stages of the semi-final that you felt they'd kick over in their sleep almost. So here's the first attempt, dropping to the right. The first miss of the day. It's directed towards Jack Sheedy, comes down into the centre to Paul Clark. There's loose outside him. Sheedy once again involved in the movement. Heary. Now Clark. Giving it a lot of height. It will drop about 13 metres down. Billy Murphy fetching a huge one from the air. and wrestled down there by Anthony Malloy, so it's going to be a scoring chance here for Charlie Redmond to come across and take. But what a superb catch that was.
An absolutely massive kick in there from Paul Clark, and I think Anthony Malloy is very hard done by there.
Charlie always takes 7 steps back, 3 steps to the left, and then he'll move again. 4 into a circular movement, and after all those steps he taps it over the bar. And there's the first score after 2.5 minutes. Dave Foran for this much maligned Dublin midfield towards McGalvin. Barry McGowan in there challenge, but he's left it behind to Niall Guyden. Players calling for just inside, but Guyden put the head down. Now he's picked it up and inside towards Galvin. Simple, effective, and he's put it over the bar. Well, a bit of an object lesson there from Dublin for Donegal, doing the simple things well. Bonner aimed inside towards McMullen in there challenging, comes down here, and it's hit off the post from James McHugh. Martin McHugh fires it over the bar. It was the very least that attack deserved. Martin McHugh then opens Donegal's scoring account. It's taken 7.5 minutes, but they might very well have had themselves a goal.
Again, a long ball in which does the damage, breaks down, and James McHugh with a great chance. Very hard luck with that ball that hit the bar, but at least they get something out of it with Martin McHugh tapping it over. But that will give Donegal confidence, because it shows that once ball comes in high, the Dublin backline are not that great in the air.
Tony Boyle has just fouled Eamon Heary on his way out, so it's going to be free to Dublin. Heary the injured party, and Keith Barr as usual to wallop it back into the opposition half of the field, and they challenge for it. Scrambles loose, won by Desi Farrell, and it's gone outside, but the referee says at the push it, it's a penalty. The referee awards a penalty after 8 minutes of the first half for some pushing on Farrell as he was trying to hit that one in. He hit it wide, but he was pushed in the process.
Again, high ball in here, causing problems for the Donegal defence. 3 or 4 players had a chance of getting it clear before it breaks down to Desi Farrell, and now it's a harmless enough penalty, I think.
Charlie Redmond kicking, and he's put it wide. He's put it wide, and I can only think that perhaps it's poetic justice. Paddy won't agree, but I think that was a fairly innocuous challenge.
Charlie tries to side foot it. Charlie takes them all like that, 2 or 3 steps back, and then tries to put them into the right corner. And bad blow for Dublin. You need to take all those.
Shades of a penalty kick against you know who, Colin.
Yes, Charlie missed one in the Leinster final in 88, I think it was, when he could have levelled the game.
It's in towards Nick Galvin. Galvin challenged for it by Barry McGowan. And the ball touched on the ground, so it's going to be a free to Donegal. 2 points to 1. Donald Reid outside towards Brian Murray. Run forward towards Tony Boyle. He can be a very influential factor if they give him the right kind of ball. But Dublin grouping well in defence in spite of that foul on Tommy Carr. It's Dave Foran, something of a miss kick. Sheedy gathering towards Vinnie Murphy. It's looking good for Vinnie Murphy against Matt Gallagher. Ominous for Donegal in these early minutes of this match, and that's gone over the bar. There can't have been too much in it. It's simply swinging away wide, something of a debatable one, but the point counts.
Again, the long ball to Vinnie Murphy has worked all year. It's beginning to work in this game, and it kicks a great point off his right foot. Even though Donegal would know what Dublin are going to do a lot of the time, if you have a player like Vinnie Murphy in there and he's able to win possession, there's not a whole lot anybody can do about it.
That's in towards Manus Boyle. Jersey Tug fed inside nicely. James McHugh. And that's sailed over the bar. A nice point by James McHugh, his first of the match, complementing the point scored earlier by his brother. But of course he might have well have had a goal.
Donegal trying to counteract Keith Barr's freeze into Vinnie Murphy by dropping Anthony Malloy back in front of him.
It hasn't worked this time either. He's won 3 balls now in succession, but they group well, the Donegal backs. But still, Sheedy's available to take the pass, and it's simplicity itself, but so effective. So the lead is stretched. Good fetch in midfield. Murray was hit really hard by Healy that time, but the attack continues, and it's James McHugh trying to go by. Dave Foran fouling him, and a free to Donegal. That was a really hefty challenge that time. Bonner with his first time chance to drill over a free kick has done so successfully, and he cuts it back to the bare minimum. For a Donegal side who are the 24th county to appear in the All-Ireland football final, the first so-called new county, of course, since Tyrone back in 1986. That a perfect kick, nicely drilled over. Flicked down, and it's Martin Gavigan, known to legions of Donegal fans as Rambo. Judged brilliantly by Bonner. In towards Anthony Malloy, fisted forward superbly to Tony Boyle, unmarked momentarily, now going by Hargan, and a chance here to Manus Boyle. Oh, and somehow he's put it up and over the bar, with the goal absolutely yawning in front of him. He's levelled the match, but that it should have been a second Donegal goal, no question about it.
Again, brilliant play by Donegal to get the ball in, and Jerry Hargan had lost Tony Boyle completely. Could have had a shot himself and give it to Manus Boyle, and clips the top of the crossbar and over. Donegal could have 2 goals at this stage, but at least they have got 2 points from the chances that they had goals on.
Well, Dublin, as we said earlier, inclined to lose concentration from time to time, and that was one instance. This is Jack Sheedy against Martin McHugh. Good work to come back, makes the kick difficult for Jack Sheedy, who watches, and the umpire gives the positive salute, but it's gone over the bar. 2 points for Jack Sheedy, and Dublin respond instantly.
A lot of high-quality football in this game so far, and very good work here by Jack Sheedy. Is able to hold off Martin McHugh and kicks an absolutely brilliant point from that angle. But again, the point made by Keith Barr moving up on the right-hand side of the field.
It's difficult enough to see the match from that angle there where Paddy Cullen and Jim Brogan are. You see Jim with the headset on, and he's in communication with somebody up in the stand. It's not a very well-kept secret, of course, that it's Bobby Doyle, the former Dublin player, who has a better overview it from up in the upper tier of the Hogan stand. Or somewhere. Billy Murphy now, again causing consternation. And Matt Gallagher responding well. And that will do Matt's confidence a lot of good. Donegal behind by just a point, by 5 points to 4, coming looking for an equalising score. Martin McHugh, one of the cleverest footballers in the country. Still Martin McHugh drawing 4 Dublin defenders to him, and he slots it over the bar for the equaliser. 2 points for Martin McHugh, 5 points apiece, and the game is now turning out to be all we had hoped it might be.
Game going at breakneck speed, and Martin McHugh breaking through and doing what Donegal weren't doing in the semi-final, going straight for the goals and kicking a great point.
While all this is happening, Donegal are back in the attack again. Some great shouldering back in defence. Martin Gavigan was part of the action, and Declan Bonner puts it over the bar. And for the first time in the match, Donegal hit the front. Declan Bonner from the Rosses gets his second point, delighting the legions of Donegal fans who've come from all parts of the globe here. There was a mass exodus from Donegal over the weekend. Somebody was saying to me that over 25,000 Donegal people made their way down to Dublin. It's noticeable that Martin McHugh is now causing problems in the centre of that Dublin half-back line to Keith Barr. Donegal will have the free. Joyce McMullen marked by Paul Curran. Paul's had an easy time so far. This is Manus Boyle trying to struggle free, pull down, and it's a free in. A chance for Manus Boyle himself perhaps to take this free.
Contrast in styles there too with the frees. Dublin pumping them in high into square. Martin McHugh will probably take all the ones around midfield and is looking for players to come out short. That time left a lot of space in the left corner for Tony Boyle to run onto that one.
So a test of nerve here now, and Paul Curran is standing about 13 metres back, and it's kicked beautifully over the bar by Manus Boyle. 2 points for Manus Boyle, 2 points for Martin McHugh, 2 points for Declan Bonner, and 1 for James McHugh, making it 7 points to 5. Things going very nicely for the rank outsiders. Donegal doing better and better at midfield, and their half-forward line attempting to come more and more into it, in particular the two McHughs. Manus Boyle feeding it back here, Tony Boyle to Manus, I should say. Now Tony once again. He's kicked it well, and he's kicked it truly, and he's put it over the bar. It was made for him by Manus Boyle, his persistence linking up with Tony Boyle, and Boyle held his nerve and kicked it splendidly over. 3 points the margin, 10 minutes to go to half-time.
Donegal are playing the game at a fantastic pace and getting everything back into play very quickly. Frees and sidelines. Great ball in there to Tony Boyle. He kicks a great point off his right foot. But Tony Boyle causing a lot of problems for Jerry Hargan.
Eamon Heary nipping in here. Delivering the ammunition inside towards Desi Farrell. Got there well! And he's kicked it over the bar. It was all about timing there for Desi Farrell. Got there just ahead of his man, Noel Hegarty. 8 points to 6. And Dublin 6 points.
A great chance of a goal here. Great work by Eamon here. He survived a couple of tackles and gave it into Desi Farrell from 12 yards out. Probably should have buried that in the net. Went for a goal and just put it too high and over. But the game is going so fast, it's hard to see both teams keeping up this pace for the whole 70 minutes.
The wind just beginning to pick up a little bit now, and of course favouring Donegal in these opening 35 minutes. And the book, I think, is coming out for the challenge there by Keith Barr. So, first name taken in the contest. The referee says it was a head, high shoulder challenge.
A lot of John O'Leary's kick-outs are screwing off his foot over to this side, on the Hogan stand side of the field.
John O'Leary now coming together from that kick by Manus Boyle. Right in the middle of the field, nobody there to challenge Anthony Malloy. A chance to drill it back in again. Martin McHugh, very much the catalyst, making things happen for Donegal in attack. The catalyst has kicked their 7th wide.
The miraculous medal around his neck is obviously not working all the time anyway.
Oh, you have little faith. Well, it may happen yet. There's McHugh once again. Crossing the 45-metre line, causing problems for Keith Barr, who got in a good challenge. Declan Bonner. Bonner trying to round Tommy Carr here, the team captain. Fed forward towards Martin Gavigan. Difficult one for him to contain. Jack Sheedy back there, foraging. It's that kind of match. No quarter given or expected. Dublin having to battle now, being made to fight by a very tenacious Donegal side. Dublin trailing remember by 2 points. It's 8 points to 6. Donegal the leaders. Charlie Redmond. And he hasn't had too many frees so far in this game. The backs have been very disciplined. That's won by Matt Gallagher in his battle there with Vinnie Murphy. Murphy once again kicking it, stopped on the goal line by Gary Walsh. Fed outside towards Barry McGowan, who continues at right corner back, and John Joe Doherty continues at left half back. In the absence, of course, of the luckless Martin Shavlin. Dave Foran up towards Desi Farrell, takes up a good position. Noel Hegarty goes across to cover his path. Support here. That's Paul Clark. A booming trot inside. Gary Walsh challenging, and it's John Joe Doherty who makes a very good intervention. His positioning was absolutely A1. And it's Joyce McMullen linking up here with Martin Gavigan. The pace is absolutely amazing so far for amateur players. Jerry Hargan fouled, and Tony Boyle still won't give up. May not have heard the whistle.
Absolutely frantic pace at the moment. Donegal had possession a while ago in the middle of the field, and the danger for them is what happened then. They got caught over passing the ball, too many short passes when they should have tried to get it forward and allowed Dublin to break out. And there's so many players in the middle of the field that if the ball is got out of it quickly, the forwards have plenty of room inside when it gets in.
McDeegan looking for a bit of momentum. Instead, it's Brian Murray who goes out to meet it. He's held high as he was challenging for that one. And Donegal have themselves the free.
Charlie obviously doesn't like somebody in the yard, Corla.
Maybe he didn't get the tickets, Colm. Well, the referees had a busy time as well, keeping up with the play here because it's been such a hot pace. 3.5 minutes now to go to half-time. Donegal's 19th free. In towards Manus Boyle, fetched well, turning nicely on his right-hand side, and effortlessly put over the bar. Manus Boyle from Killybegs kicks his 3rd point, 9 points to 6. There were those who scoffed at Donegal's chances, believing that they'd be spending most of the time chasing Dublin, but it's been anything but that.
But Donegal are playing great football at the moment, and Manus Boyle beating McDeegan in the air and kicking a great point. Manus Boyle has been drawing McDeegan out the field to leave room inside, but he's good inside himself to score when the opportunity arises.
Dublin trying to cut the gap once again. Paul Curran. Curran has already lost one All-Ireland final this year. That was the club final, of course, back on St. Patrick's Day. And he doesn't want that kind of a double. The back of the leg there, it seems, causing the distress. Dr. Pat Duggan, the Dublin doctor, looking after the players. So Charlie Redmond once again will take his customary 7 steps back, and so on and so forth. This could turn out to be a handy little dance craze eventually. Same result. So 2 frees taken by Charlie, 2 points of course, but he did miss that penalty. Over the head of Dave Thoran, picked up here by James McHugh. Nicely inside to Martin McHugh. They dovetail very nicely indeed, wanting to make an impact in this Donegal's first final, and what an impact they're making. Martin, the scorer, from Kilcar, making it 10 points to 7.
Well, Donegal again running with the ball at the Dublin defence. And James McHugh, who looked as if he was going to pass to Anthony Malloy, but then gave it to his brother Martin. And it's interesting to see the number of times that Martin Malloy is getting inside Keith Barr, and even though Keith Barr got back and tackled him, he still was in a position to score.
Martin Gavigan taking it out of defence, on for Manus Boyle. We're in injury time in the first half. Tony Boyle, his side leading by 7 points, holding up the point of the attack. Back to Declan Bonner, high up into the air. Joyce McMullen and Manus Boyle coming in for it, but is won by McDeegan instead on his own 20-metre line. Fowler is taking it out by James McHugh. Free quickly taken. Dublin could do with another point just before half-time. They'll have quite a battle in the second half. In by Curran, won smartly, however, by Anthony Malloy, the Donegal team captain. That's going to be the end of the first half. Tommy Sugra's whistle, not heard by too many people. A rip-roaring first half. Dublin led, and led very comprehensively for a long time, but the Donegal team, cheered on by their legions of fans, have made a huge battle out of this. In a frantic pace, it's Donegal who lead by 3 points. Half-time score, Donegal 10 points, Dublin 7.
Someone had to take the lead in reducing new car prices, not just for a day or a week or a month, but with real reductions. And who better to clear the air than Rover, with attractive new prices on almost all our cars. Thanks to our advanced manufacturing technology, the quality of our fit and finish is as high as ever. The only reduction is to our prices. Someone had to take the confusion out of buying a quality car. And who better than Rover?
Call Party Lines on 0898 21 21 21. Probably the most exciting place to chat and make new friends. Just dial 0898 21 21 21.
BDG is Northern Ireland's largest conservatory manufacturer. Extend your summer into winter with a beautiful BDG conservatory. Prices from £4,000.
Donegal returned to Croke Park for the second half of the All-Ireland football final, cheered to the echo by their enthusiastic supporters, who had seen them come back after a poor start to dominate the game as the first half proceeded. Could they maintain the frantic pace they had set, or would substitute Paul Beelan swing things Dublin's way at midfield? Here's Gerard Canning.
So the second half gets underway, and Donegal trying to protect their 3-point lead. Paul Clark will take this first free kick, or rather Keith Barr is being assigned the task. It's a huge kick out by Keith Barr, dropped well in there, fingertip by Vinnie Murphy, and that has gone by. I think for the first kick out of the second half, some of the Donegal players and some of the Dublin forwards probably expecting a 45. Confirmation of the score at the start of the second half, 10 points to 7. Gary Walsh in his 20th championship match. Niall Guyden in towards Vinnie Murphy. A chase in there with Matt Gallagher. Needing to be disciplined. Nicely across the face of the goal, outside for the corner forward, and Mick Galvin obliges. 2 points for Mick Galvin, and the margin back to a mere 2 points. Dublin in the second half needing a much bigger performance by several of their established stars. Joyce McMullen, who got very little leeway in the opening 35 minutes. Pouncing forward that time, fouled. And it's Manus Boyle who comes out to take this one. Tagging on another score. So they go point for point at the start of the second half. The Donegal fans at the canal end saluting that score by Manus Boyle. So 3 points the difference once more. Donegal again, advancing. Joyce McMullen has gone back into his own half-back line a number of times now to try and get possession. Declan Bonner against Tommy Carr. And Carr has not had the easiest times this afternoon. James McHugh now, making it look so easy. Really rubbishing this Dublin half-back line. And he finished with the score now. He's put it wide after all the hard work and industry. Kick out rapidly taken, Paul Curran. They really need a big performance in the second half from Curran, Keith Barr and Eamon Heary. Desi Farrell still advancing against Noel Hegarty. Dublin looking for the score, stopped by Gary Walsh. It'll have to be a very good kick to get over his head. Very assured player. The 45 has been awarded. But the wall has cancelled it out. The umpire has said, I got it wrong. And now Mick Galvin's going in to protest why the change of heart.
It did look as if the umpire had made a mistake by signalling a 45 originally, because Gary Walsh's hand pass out had been blocked down and gone out wide. So I think the second decision by the umpire there was correct in giving a wide.
A quick glimpse there of Pádraig McShay, who is on the walkie-talkie, keeping in touch with the Donegal selectors. Watching now as James McHugh transfers it to Declan Bonner. We'll be hoping that it doesn't get too elaborate. because when they adopt a very direct approach, they're highly successful. And certainly their possession game has troubled Dublin from time to time. Now Guyton belted down towards Vinnie Murphy. There against Matt Gallagher. Gallagher's out of it. Murphy on his way. Players calling for it inside as Gallagher gets back goal side. The chance is there for Vinnie, but he has spurned the opportunity and kicked Dublin's fourth wide, the second of the second half.
Well, that last 30 seconds showed Donegal at their worst, with a great chance of an attack, and messed it up by short passing and overplaying the ball and allowing Dublin to attack. Vinnie Murphy should have scored a fine. Charlie Redmond not very impressed by the fact that he didn't give it out to him.
Well, he's, I think, limping out of this match. So Barry Cunningham will be coming in. Came in the semi-final to great effect, and Brian McInniff springs another substitute. First this afternoon, but of course he had to bring in John Joe Doherty before the start of the match at all. So 9 minutes into the second half, a fresh man in midfield. The ball has been put over the bar. Manus Boyle, the scorer, a 5th point in all now, 2 of them from frees.
Great point by Manus Boyle, considering the fact that he had to wait around for a long time while there was attention being given to Brian Murray. Not very easy for a free taker having to wait over a kick like that.
3 from free kicks for Manus Boyle this afternoon. Beelan fisting it on. It's won by Martin Gavigan. Donegal leading by 4 points in this, their first All-Ireland final appearance. Can they hold on now? And Dublin with a huge task to face as Barry Cunningham goes through, taken down by Paul Curran. Paul Curran protesting that he put in a fair challenge as he saw it. The referee not having it, however. So Cunningham makes an immediate impact. And as usual, it will be Manus Boyle, the net maker for the fishing industry from Killybegs. And I'm sure if they go on to win this final, the headline writers tomorrow will have great fun as they bid to land the biggest catch in football, the Sam Maguire Cup, and he kicks over a 6th point. 13 points to 8. Joyce McMullen beaten by Paul Clark. Peary now. Keith Barr blocked down by Martin McHugh. Gavigan trying to put in the challenge on Paul Curran. Curran made a lot of ground. It's well held back there by Noel Hegarty. There's some great performances from the Donegal backs this afternoon. They weathered the early storm, and in particular the threat of Vincent Murphy, or Vinnie Murphy. And Matt Gallagher has gradually come to terms with that challenge. That's Tommy Carr out there fisting it, but struggling to contain it. Referee right on the spot.
Again, Noel Hegarty soloing out with that ball. Plenty of players loose, should have let the ball off much quicker. Held up the attack, and Dublin had a chance to cover back.
Charlie Mulgrew there, among the substitutes there. One of the more experienced players available to the manager. He should be called into action. Niall Guyton. And Niall Guyton pops it over the bar. A point that Dublin very, very badly needs. So each and every one of their 6 forwards has now scored. 4 points between them. On my watch, just about 13 minutes gone in the second half.
Dublin needed a point badly to settle things down because the game was going away from them. Niall Guyton snaps one up and kicks over a very good point for a player who hasn't been playing well.
2 points for Dublin in the second half so far. 3 for Donegal, who continue to lead. Now John Joe Doherty, former minor and underage star. And this is 10th championship match. Fed forward for Declan Bonner to get onto. Nobody inside to act as target just at the moment, so he's going it on his own, waiting for Tony Boyle to move inside. Back out it comes to Manus Boyle. And the umpire rapidly on the spot there to flag it wide. Second wide of the second half for Donegal. That's their 9th in all.
Declan Bonner giving Tommy Carr a very hard time, but out in front for all the balls that are coming in. Tommy Carr would probably be at this stage more value to Dublin out around the middle of the field, where he could inspire his colleagues a bit more.
Well, I think it's no great secret he's not exactly all that terribly fond of the left corner back position. High challenge again, which is penalised. Martin Gavigan in no particular hurry. Anthony Malloy just a little bit shaken from that challenge. It'll take more than a knock like that to get him off the field, because he wants to hang on in there right up to about 5 o'clock, when he's hoping to be the first Donegal man to lift the Sam Maguire Cup. Tony Boyle, now challenged and fouled by Jerry Hargan. In well. It's another good kick. 2 from 2 for Declan Bonner. 3 points in all his contribution. If there was another one from play. Well, the fans who believed it was possible midway through this second half see their side ahead by 14 points to 9.
Donegal opening up a 5-point gap again. Could they be caught? Remember, Dublin had come from 5 points down to beat Donegal with 2 last-minute goals in the league. Could they do the same again? The closing stages of the All-Ireland football final after the break. It's crunch time again in the All-Ireland football final, halfway through the second half, and Donegal, the underdogs, leading Dublin, the red-hot favourites, by 5 points. Could they hang on to win their first ever title?
Blocked down by Matt Gallagher. That's great defensive covering, but recovered well here. Vinny setting one up for Charlie Redmond. Dublin needing the score. Again, great blocking down back there. And the defender in the end, Barry McGowan, taking a tumble. Charlie incensed. But there was great covering back that time. Great grouping by the Donegal backline.
Well, Vinnie Murphy with the original chance, which broke out to Charlie, and Barry McGowan doing very well in there to clean up. Donegal backs are all doing very well on their men, but Noel Hegarty, the last 3 balls that he's got, he's wasted possession. He's doing very well to get it, and he should be getting the ball upfield much quicker rather than short passing the ball to colleagues and putting them in trouble.
This match illustrating once again what a very difficult championship this is to win. Dublin have the free kick. Keith Barr preparing to take it, it appears. Well, consulting there with Charlie Redmond. Charlie coming right out, fancying his chances of slotting this one over, as Vinnie Murphy is right in front of Gary Walsh there. It's a big distance out, this one, fully 50 metres. 2 points in the match so far for Charlie Redmond. An important kick. And the more you think about it, that missed penalty in the first half. Oh, what a turning point that may well have turned out to be. And Brian McAniff, who's been part and parcel of all of Donegal's successes since 1972. Well, you'll have to live on the nerves for about another 14 minutes or thereabouts. There could be some injury time, as there was in the minor match, but whether there's as much as 7 minutes, I very much doubt. Keith Barr taking the free kick towards Vinnie Murphy, fisted away. Jack Sheedy on it goes towards Charlie Redmond. Dublin advancing. Charlie, it's beaten in there by the goalkeeper. One back by Vinnie Murphy, who'll be happy for a point, and he gets nothing. There was a chance of a goal, then a chance of a point. It ends up being Dublin's 7th wide.
Dublin players beginning to get very frustrated at this stage. Jack Sheedy on to Charlie, a bit of a chance. Use his strength to get around John Doherty. Possibly a penalty there, but play on, and Vinnie Murphy should have put that one over and at least got a point out of it. Dublin struggling very, very badly at the moment.
12 minutes remaining. Donegal 14 points, Dublin 9. And Tony Boyle, challenged by Paul Clark, comes back here again. Still advancing, Manus Boyle. Manus looks to put this one on its way, and it's over the bar. Is that the kind of point that will now ensure Donegal's first All-Ireland final success? Is the cup on its way up to the northwest for the very first time? 7 points for Manus Boyle. Magnificent contribution. That's won by Anthony Malloy in midfield for Donegal. On towards Joyce McMullen. Getting more and more involved in the play during the second half. Martin McHugh now, despite the attentions of Keith Barr, holding up the point of the attack, but the referee says ball touched on the ground. Free kick to Dublin. The Domps have got a very good record playing against Ulster teams in the championship. In 17 previous contests, they've never been beaten. So it's going to be a sideline ball, and Donegal in no great hurry to take this one. Oh, it's out again off the boot that time of Barry McGowan. He was part of the victorious under-21 side in '87.
Terrible mistake to be making, kicking a ball out over the sideline when Dublin had made a mistake earlier and given them the advantage.
With such a lead, Colin, as Gary Walsh challenges here, with such a lead of 6 points, there may be a temptation on Donegal's part, having exerted so much energy, to sit back a little bit now. So Dublin are going to get chances. What a good head of hair that man has. Every bit of his own. Paul Clark kicks, and Paul Clark has scored. It's one back. The margin is back to 5 points. Just under 10 minutes to go. Now Jack Sheedy. Tommy Carr has gone forward for once, the Dublin captain. Outside towards Vinnie Murphy. Has a scoring chance here. Vinnie Murphy going through, and he's put it over the bar. Dublin with their 11 points from 25 attacks. Donegal with 15 from 26 attacks. 15 to 11. The time ticks on. Just over 8 minutes to go. Barry Cunningham, or rather it's Noel Hegarty. Oh, nicely here for Anthony Malloy. Challenged all the time there by Paul Beelan. Just a hint of a foul as he was putting in his last challenge. It's won by Dublin, however. Paul Clark trying to open up the play across here with young Niall Guyden. Guyden against Donal Reid. Oh, into space neatly for Heary to come on to. Usually scores a point. And that's his regular point in the championship for the afternoon. It comes at an appropriate time, but Donegal will now be living on their nerves for the remaining minutes. There's only a goal between the teams.
A great response from Dublin from a time when they looked in serious trouble. 3 points in a row. Eamon Heary moving up from his left corner position to get a very good point. Anthony Malloy getting caught in possession once again for Donegal, which led to that score.
Huge leap in the air by James McHugh, but it's won back there by Donegal's Barry Cunningham. Fed nicely forward. Tony Boyle going through. We haven't had a goal in the match so far. Was there a foul there by Mick Deegan? The referee says yes. Free in. And the free kick, of course, will be left to Manus Boyle to take. He's hit over 7 points so far. 4 out of 4 from frees, so can he maintain his 100% record? The answer, a very definite yes. Colm, that's a very fine contribution of Manus Boyle. 8 points for the afternoon.
Yes, a free taker who's as accurate as Manus Boyle usually ends up on the winning side, and a lot of those frees haven't been that easy, but he took a couple of deep breaths and kicked every one of them over.
8 points from 11 attempts, not bad. Paul Curran slipping by the challenge of James McHugh, carrying the ball forward with great authority. Nice penetrating run, half blocked by McHugh, got a valuable touch on that, and look where Martin McHugh is, right on the end line towards Barry Cunningham, with Charlie Redmond kicked away in there by Martin Gavigan. Dublin having to reel backwards, and Donegal having to apply the pressure, keep the ball in the other half of the field if at all possible. That has to be their intention. 5.5 minutes to go of this tense All-Ireland final now. Again, it's Martin McHugh back there. He got the last touch. That's going to be a 45. But Martin now back directing operations, augmenting his defence. What we have, we hold, would seem to be the message. A correction, the referee has ruled otherwise, and it's going to be a free out for Donegal. Well, that will take a little bit of pressure off their beleaguered defence. But the cheers you hear all around right now are from Donegal. The Dubs followers fairly silent. Clark. Driven in well towards Vinnie Murphy again. Dropped down towards Mick Galvin in the corner. And the referee noting that it's going to be a free in.
Barry Cunningham getting caught at that kick out there for Dublin. Didn't follow Paul Clark back in quickly enough. And at this stage, every Donegal player should be making sure at least that the Dublin man they're supposed to be on isn't getting in behind them.
Charlie taps it over. So inside the last 5 minutes, and a goal once again separating the teams. Donegal, meanwhile, warming up Sylvester Maguire across on the far side, and we also note that Tommy Ryan is being prepared. Tommy, of course, who was omitted from the final team, was a little unfortunate. He'd played superb football during the Ulster Championship. Gary Walsh kicking it out. One back there by Barry Cunningham. Left-footed forward towards Manus Boyle. Can they kill it off here with a goal? They're satisfied with a point. Well, he's happy to just put that further bit of distance between the sides.
Great ball in from Barry Cunningham to Manus Boyle in behind, and even though he could see John O'Leary, he does the right thing. There's no point in taking a shot and maybe missing the goal and giving Dublin a breakdown field. Very clever play by Manus Boyle.
Line ball taken in quickly into Paul Clark. And again, the great combined work of the Donegal team denying Dublin. That was Joyce McMullen, a little annoyed with the way the pass went astray and gave possession right back to Dublin. Tommy Carr. Fed inside towards Jack Sheedy. Donegal back there en masse, fisted out, won there. Big cheer from the Donegal following, but lost. And it's Vinnie Murphy going in, and somehow the goalkeeper conspires to deny him. But look at the number of Donegal players back there in front of their goal area as Vinnie Murphy was trying to cut through. Great work by Gary Welch. It's Paul Clark kicking. And he's put it high and over the bar.
Again, a wise decision by Paul Clark to take the point. It leaves only one score in it again.
On my watch, 2 minutes to go. 17 points for Donegal, 14 for Dublin. Gary Walsh. An important kick out, this one. Possession now vital at midfield. It's won by Barry Cunningham. Knocked off his stride, however, by Paul Curran, but they keep the tempo of the game going and hold up the point of the attack with Martin McHugh going forward, raiding there against Keith Barr. Nicely back in again. Across towards Declan Bonner. Standing his ground, miscuing somewhat, however, and John O'Leary able to make the catch, but he was pushed out over the end line. The umpire is signalling a 45. And I think John O'Leary feeling that, yes, indeed, the referee has ruled it out and said there was a foul, not a 45. A good decision, I think. Joyce McMullen. Is this to be it for Donegal? It would be a victory that would give a great deal of heart to so many counties around the country. Bonner has put it over. 4 points for Declan Bonner. And Donegal look to be on their way to their very first championship victory. Sam Maguire looks to be booked for Donegal for the next 12 months. Deegan and Dublin needing a goal urgently now. Phelan dropping it down towards Vinnie Murphy. Murphy feeding it inside towards Niall Guyden. Guyden dancing round the challenge of Donald Reid, tripped however, and it's going to be a free kick on the 20-metre line, taken quickly inside to Jack Sheedy. Sheedy still advancing, they need the goal, they get nothing. He's kicked it wide. Dublin with 8 wides in all, 6 of them in the second half, 9 wides for Donegal, but only 2 in the second half. We're in injury time. Donegal poised. Well, who would have thought it at the start of the championship? Yes, you'd fancy them to do well in Ulster, but to go the whole way. Well, there were people who said only the traditional winning counties, the Kerrys, the Meads, the Corks and so on, were likely to win, and Dublin as well. Martin McHugh there, anxious for the full-time whistle, and it's over! And Donegal has won the All-Ireland final! They win by 4 points. A tremendous contribution by Manus Boyle with 9, Declan Bonner with 4. The man directing operations, Martin McHugh, got 3. The team captain, Anthony Malloy, gave a stirring performance in midfield. Their backs were quite superb. And it's a win that will thrill Gaelic fans, I'm sure, throughout the country. No disrespect to Dublin, but this will do a lot for Gaelic football. It will do a lot for the so-called weaker counties in a year where Clare emerged from Munster. Donegal came from Ulster, but the difference is they went the whole way. They believed they could do it, and Anthony Malloy, the team captain, inspired by Brian McInniff. What a day for Brian, for Michael Lafferty, for Seamus Bonner, for Noel McCall, the county chairman, who was a selector as well, and a side superbly trained by Anthony Harkin. Well, they say that statistics do not lie. And one of the curious ones is that each of the teams had 30 scoring attempts. But while Dublin only got 14 points, Donegal got 18.
And therein lies the difference between victory and defeat, a victory made all the sweeter by the fact that it has taken Donegal 104 years to achieve it. And so we bring this series of the Irish game to a close with a fairy tale victory for one of the so-called weaker counties in Gaelic football. We hope you enjoyed the thrills and skills of hurling and football as provided by Ireland's top sportsmen over the last 16 weeks. We leave you with the presentation of Ireland's top sporting award to the amateur footballers of Donegal and their ecstatic followers. Till we see you again, Slán agus Gonari on Boherliv.
Ahas on Goanora, on Carn of Runna, Gon Kedur, our captain Terry Connell, our Anthony Malloy.
History